What's up, guys? It's me, Shon-Jhon, aka the Middleman CEO. Welcome to the channel. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I'm over 2,000 subscribers, which is, wow, nuts, because I didn't think that many people even cared about finances or building a business or anything like that, especially not cared about hearing it from a guy like me who's been homeless more than once in my entire life and never want to be that way again. A guy who's been broke all the way up to 2020 is the first time I ever had money. So I was born into poverty like a lot of you. I didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have, there was no abundance. We always lived in lack. And so I decided I would come on here one day. I got this crazy idea that I would come on YouTube one day and just start sharing my story, sharing information. And maybe, just maybe, there was somebody out there, thank you, who would be interested in hearing what I have to say, and maybe, just maybe, with some miracle or divine intervention, it might help them to make a better decision about their finances. So who better to learn from than someone who's lost everything a lot of times? So someone who's been homeless, living outside, living on the streets, looking up at the sky in the middle of the night, locked in public restrooms, trying to get naps, taking baths in gyms and public places, no money, and sleeping in renovated apartments that were waiting on tenants, sleeping in vehicles. And I've done all that more than once, and it started when I was a senior in high school. So I know what it's like to struggle through life. I know what it's like to, want more and just for whatever reason just can't seem to achieve it. And I know what it's like to beat yourself up, to get depressed, to go into that dark place. And trust me, you don't want to go there, but I've done it. And it ain't no fun, and you don't want to do it again. So I decided I'd build this channel and share with you guys just some of the things that I've been through. I hope you watch the videos. I hope you enjoy the content. I hope it makes sense to you, and sense in, not just in, common sense or anything, but sense as in CENTS too, right? So you can use it to make some money. So I know a lot of the things I say on this channel you guys won't agree with. I see the comments. I've been called stupid. I've been called foolish. I've been told that, this is what you say this is what people say when you get your degree out of a cereal box. And so for the person who put that comment, listen, I don't have a degree at all. So joke's on you, Jack. And so I don't have a degree at all in any shape or form. I did 1 week of college, had a kid very young, had to go to work, never went back. And so all the bad financial mistakes I made, all of that led me down just a nightmarish financial path, and there was no freedom until 2020. And that's when I started experiencing freedom. So what I'm going to do today in this short video, what I'm going to try to do, what I aspire to do, is teach you how to be rich. Now, the first thing we need to do is hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. No, that's not it. But please do it if you don't mind. Help me to grow. I appreciate it. First thing we need to do is to determine what is rich. Now, rich is a relative term. Could be a certain amount to you, certain amount to somebody else. So I'll just give you my definition of rich. When it comes to money, and it's not always about money when it comes to rich, there's something more important. But when I think about financially, I think about, hey, if you're at $250 a year, I would consider that rich because you're not going to feel inflation. You could pretty much buy your dream house. You could drive your dream car, and you could live a really, really good life without money being an issue. Now, it doesn't necessarily always take 250. You could probably do it at 180. But if you get to 250, there's going to be some good things happening. You're going to get to enjoy this life a little more because I don't know if you know, it takes money to enjoy life. Now, I know there's some people that like to live off the grid and whatnot, and I'm all for it. I love the country. I'm a country boy. Even though I live here in Dallas, Texas now, I grew up in South Louisiana. But, so, rich, relative, but more importantly, we're not going to talk about money today. So I know that when you tuned into this video, you were thinking, this guy's going to give me 3 steps, 5 steps, 7 steps to being rich. Not so fast. Pump your brakes, right? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to teach you what rich is first in my mindset, right? So I told you just a second ago that, money's a good thing. It's not a problem to have money. If you make $250 a year, I consider you rich financially. But there are a lot of people who make 3, 4, 5, 600 a year, even $1 million a year, and they don't feel like they're rich. or they don't feel like they're living their best life. So I just want to introduce you to my idea of what's really rich, and that is to control your time. I think time is more valuable than money. How much more valuable? 10 times, 20 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, 1,000,000,000 times. I'll prove it to you. Because you might be sitting there going, man, if I just had a bunch of money, my life would be great. Well, let me show you. Let's test that theory. Because you guys are like, man, trading time for money, doing this on a job, getting that extra paycheck, that makes life better. And it probably does for a certain amount of time. And then you have to keep repeating the process. So if you work 40, 60, 80 hours a week for some people, which is nuts, and even though it's even if it's not the same job, then you're not rich because you fail to understand that the only true value in this life is time. See, time is the one thing that you get and you never get back. As far as I know, no one's ever been able to create more time, right? And so we're thankful for the time we get, and we want to enjoy as much of it as possible. That's why with me, just an inside look at how my mind works, I refuse to stress about anything. I refuse to have anxiety, anticipating outcomes I don't desire about anything. I refuse to go through that. You know why? Because I know life's short, and I don't want to give myself a heart attack, a stroke, aneurysm, anything, just stressing my way through life. Not having money won't kill you. Stress will kill you. We'll put you in a box. We don't want to be in a box. So we don't want to stress about things, especially things that are out of our control. The weather's bad today. My game or my workout or my golf swinging's gotten canceled. Out of my control. What can I do about that? So we're going to find something else to do, right? And so I'm going to do this video with you. And so time, let's just say, because for those of you who believe that money is the most important thing, I just want to prove to you time's more important than money. How much more important? Well, I'll let you tell me that. I'll let you answer that. If I wrote you a check today for $10 million, it'll probably solve all of your financial problems. But the catch is that when you go to the bank to cash the check, you have no more time. You run out of time, which means today is your last day. You don't get to wake up tomorrow. Now, will you cash that check? No. What if I added a zero, gave you 100 million? Would you cash it then? No. Wait a minute. I thought you said that money was the best thing in this world. That money was the most important thing. That money solved all your problems. But you don't want to cash the check. Okay, add a zero, $1 billion. Solve all your financial problems, build generation wealth 100 years after you're gone. You're going to cash a check now? No. Why? Because even without thinking about it, intrinsically, you understand and I understand that time's more valuable than any amount of money. So with that being understood now, why do you frequently go through life just willy-nilly trading it all for money? Selling it all for money? I know what you're going to say. Duh, I need a paycheck, Sean. We need to make some money. Well, did you know that there are other ways that you can make money without necessarily needing to have a paycheck? Did you know that there's a way that you can make money without necessarily needing to have a job? I know this sounds like an infomercial, but I'm literally asking you that. Are you aware that you don't necessarily need to have a job, need to have a paycheck to be able to live a good life? So I'll prove it to you. I don't have a job. I don't want a job. I've had plenty of them, didn't like them. I enjoy freedom. I don't have a paycheck. I don't like paychecks. Why? Because they're taxed first. I don't even get all my money. There's this thing called gross and net. The gross is toast, the net is what you get. That's what I wrote about in my book. If you want to get a copy of my book, Ready, Set, Wealth, I talk about all this stuff. And you can get a copy. Just put book in the comments. And I learned the hard way that if you go through life selling time for money, you're going to end up broke and poor, and you'll pass that down to your kids. That's even worse. I'll sacrifice as a parent because I have kids. I'll sacrifice myself and say, hey, I'll get you through this 40 years in the desert, 40 years in wandering in the desert. I know I'm not going to make it into the promised land, but I'll sacrifice myself for you. I'll do it for my kids, and I know most of you would for your kids. But we do want to enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. I want to enjoy. I want to reap some of this too. I want to reap what I've sown too, right? You do too. But we do understand the sacrifice. And so I want you to understand today that when I talk about being rich, teaching you to be rich, I'm not necessarily talking about money, although money is important. Money is what? Important. Money is important because without money, you can't buy the things that you enjoy. Temporarily, albeit, yeah, but still, you get to enjoy them. Without money, I can't take my kids to the zoo because I don't have the money to do it. Zoo's expensive. I can't take my kids to the aquarium. I can't take them to a football game, a basketball game, a baseball game, a wrestling event, whatever we like. If I don't have the money, I can't. Or even if I can, we got to sit so high that if a light bulb goes out, they'll just call my phone and I can change it. I'm way up there by the light bulbs. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And so who wants to go through that? I don't. I want to enjoy things. I don't want to go to a restaurant every time and say, what's on the kiddie menu? I've ordered off the kids menu so much, I know it by heart in a lot of places. I don't want to go to a restaurant and I need to make my lemonade at the table. How much are your lemonades? Oh, it's $4. Bring me some lemons and I got some sugar. Yeah, bring me some water and I'll make my own lemonades. I had a friend who did that. My wife can tell you, she'll die laughing. But that's what happens when you just don't have the money that you want, or you just don't like the restaurant's lemonade. So it could be the latter. No judgment, no judgment. You're talking to a guy who went to work one day hustling off of Craigslist, helped this lady load boxes into a truck, made $40 and a bag of sandwiches. Yes, the lady gave me a bag of sandwiches, not for payment. They cooked the sandwiches for all of the people that were helping them to move and pack their trucks. And the other guys, I guess they had money, fancy guys. They didn't want the sandwiches. So I took the whole bag. It was just little bitty sliders. They didn't know I was homeless. So I had nowhere to go, nowhere to live. And that was the only $40 I had. And I need the sandwiches more than I needed the $40. So that's how it went down. But a lot of things you're going to hear on this channel is going to be controversial. I welcome you to challenge me. I'm not telling you I'm right. I'm telling you the information I'm giving you was right for me. Is that fair? So it may or may not be right for you, right? Because I'm not a financial advisor, whatever that is. God help us. And, I'm not an expert in real estate. I just tell you don't buy houses if your paycheck is going to be the way you pay for it. Because it's a 30-year mortgage. And you need the paycheck for 30 years, which means you need a job for 30 years. A better way well, I'm not going to get into that. Watch the other video. A times C equals L. Asset times cash flow equals liability. That's how you pay for a house or a car or a vacation or anything you want to buy. Let someone else pay for it for you. That's how you live, okay? Y'all got it? Smash thumbs up if you agree with that. Tired of paying for vacation and financing it with my life. Yes, the vacation was lit. I spent $5,000, but that's going to cost me 5 months of working to pay back that debt, plus the other $2,500 I owe the credit card. Just nuts. The $5,000 vacation became a $7,500 vacation, and I bought it with future time, so now I got to go back and sell this time for the next year to be able to pay off the vacation I took last year. That ain't no way to live, y'all. That's a struggle lane, I tell you. Struggle lane, okay? You don't want to be in the struggle lane. You don't want to be in the non-progressive lane. You don't want to be in the lowest lane. Okay? Y'all get that on the way home. I'm just telling you. Or maybe you do. She was cute on the first Supermans. It kind of got carried away lately. But, hey, to each its own. To each its own. Superman 2 was and always will be the best Superman. Hey, I didn't say it. Maybe I did. All right. Comment about that. And yes, Home Alone is a Christmas movie. All right. I'm getting carried away. I need to stop. Sean, stop. Bad Sean, stop it. Y'all not listening. I'm going to teach over there because y'all ain't listening. I'm going to teach over there. All right. So, again, first thing you got to understand is that money is not the most important thing to make you rich. You're rich based on time. All right. So if you make a bunch of money. All right. So let's look at the average salary. So I got my Google machine open. We're going to go to the Googler. Shouldn't the Googler, is it just me, or should the Googler be a villain on Batman? You tell me, or if you have your own cool names, just let me know. The Onion, good Lord, who named a company The Onion? Buys Alex Jones Infowars out of bankruptcy. Wow. All right, so I don't even know what to say about that. I like Alex Jones. I know he goes off the wall sometimes, but I think his intentions are good. All right, so let's look at let's look at surgeon. All right, so let's look at surgeon is such a tricky word to spell. Surgeon salary here in Texas, because I don't know what it is anywhere else. So the average salary for a surgeon here is $229, so we'll call it $230 a year, right? So pretty okay. There's some that's over 300. We'll just call it 230, right? So the average salary in Texas, because I know some, all right, let me take Texas off. Let me put one of the big cities. I'm in Dallas, so we'll use Houston. I like Houston. There's this big thing here in Texas where they always compare the cities: Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. Nobody's comparing El Paso, but I'm just saying, like, hey, look, they're all good. We don't have to fight each other. All right, so average salary is $318 per year in Houston, so we'll just leave it at that. So, all right, so $300 per year for a surgeon, right? So the average surgeon makes about $300 grand per year in Houston, right? Because if I do Texas, it's going to break down some of the smaller towns that don't. That's going to be included. And that's going to be deceptive. Kind of like what they do you with inflation. They don't count food and fuel. Isn't that deceptive? Because what do you buy most? Food and fuel. I'm just saying. You can do whatever you want if you don't tell the truth. All right. That's true. My mom used to say, the lie don't care who tell it. Amen to that, right? A lie don't care who tell it. Let's see. Surgeon hours work, right? So per week. Let's see. I'm trying to get an idea. All right, so regular up to 60 hours. On call could be 90 hours. All right, so let's say a surgeon is an on-call surgeon, which the really good ones are, because that's what you want. And they're making 300, but they're 90 hours. They could be 90 hours a week. So they're making good money, but they don't control their what? Time. So they're out. Picture this. They're out. Their kid's graduation. They're waiting on little boo-boo, little Fifi. Don't name your kids boo-boo or Fifi. Please don't. I will drive you. I don't know what they say now, rag you or whatever, but when I was a kid, we call it drive. I will drive you if you name your kid boo-boo or Fifi. And so what happened is, like, these surgeons go out, right? And they're at little boo-boo and little Fifi's graduating from kindergarten to first grade. You'll never see this again. All of a sudden, halfway through graduation, phone rings, surgeon needed. Bam, surgeon's out. Dental emergency, dentist out. Brain surgeon out, right? Politician out. Judge out. Lawyers out. So they make a bunch of money, yes, but they don't control their what? Time. Time is the most important thing you have in this world. You lose money, you get it. You get money, you lose it. It's just the way it is. You lose your dog, it finds its way back. You lose your cat, after it visits a bunch of other houses, it eventually finds its way back. Cats are not in a hurry to get home. All right, you lose your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you can get them back. Lose your spouse, you can get it back. You lose your voice, you can get it back. Okay, right? You lose your mind, you might get it back. Right? You lose a bet, you might win the next bet. You lose your spouse, you may or may not get them back. It's up to you. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I'm just saying, you lose your job, you can get another one. If you lose your time, that's what I always tell you guys. You can waste my money. You can blow my money. But you can never, ever, under any circumstance, blow my time. I'm not going to let you do that because I never can get it back again. It will never be this day, this time, ever again in history. And I could live 1,000,000 years and it won't happen. So what I need you to understand is that, yes, more valuable than money is time. So these guys are girls. They're smart. They do all the right things, and we love them. We love that they can come to us. But I'm just saying, they don't control their time. They make a bunch of money, but they don't control their lives. And for a lot of them, it's miserable. How do I know? Because I have some friends who are dentists, and they don't. A lot of cases, they don't get to control their time. Sure, they make good money, but they'll complain about student loans and lack of time control. I'm just telling you, right? So I'm not gonna call any names, but I know a few. And I'm here to tell you that getting rich is more about time than it is about money. And if you can understand that concept, it's going to change your life. So I can teach you to be rich? Yes, absolutely. How can I do that? Well, first thing we realize is that time is more important than money. So we know the problem that keeps us poor is not the lack of money, but how we get money. So if we sell our time for money, if you trade time for money, that makes you poor because you're working with a limited resource and you're working with the most important thing that you can never get back. So it's a commodity. You use the time is gone, and you never get that time time back. You don't get that graduation back. You don't get that vacation back. You don't get that trip back. You don't get that time with family back. You don't get that holiday that you had to miss because you had to go to work. You don't get it back. And we get older, right? And it gets harder to see and harder to hear, right? And you don't look as good. Believe it or not, I used to be handsome. Believe it or not, I was. But now I'm getting older. And so that is what I always keep in mind when I think about making money. I think about, because the average person, because this is me teaching you to be ahead of the 90%, which is most people. You don't want to be most people. You want to be the 10%. And that starts with the mindset. But the average person is always going to think, hey, I need extra money. I need to sell my time to make more money. And I'm telling you, don't do that. I'm telling you, think a different way. Turn it around and say, how do I get money without selling my time? How do I make money and still get my time back? Right? So what does that look like? Well, if you're going to go to work, you're going to have to sell that time thing to get the money. And now you don't have the time. So there's no freedom. You're not rich because you don't control your time. Being rich is time control, freedom of time. So how do you change that? Well, you need to be able to make money without having to sell your time. That makes you rich. So passive income comes from what? Ideas, businesses, investments, assets. So if the next time you need $100 and you say, hey, I need to work 4 more hours to make that extra 100, time out. That's a bad idea. Here's what you need to say. Listen to Shon-Jhon. Here's what you need to ask yourself. Instead of saying, where can I sell more time to make more money? Say, how can I make more money without selling this time? How can I make $100 without selling time? So my mindset goes like this, and I always like to give you guys the inside look. My mindset used to be, where can I sell a few hours to get that extra $100? Who's hiring? Can I get an extra shift? Can I work a little harder? Can I do some overtime? Well, where can I sell my time to make more money? And now I don't think that way. Now I go, I need an extra $100. Okay, how can I make an extra $100 without having to sell my time? See, I've changed the way I think. And now, from now on, you'll do the same. Amen. Okay, I'll preach over here. I'll preach over here. You guys do the same. From now on, that's what you do. You say, how can I make money without selling my time? Because time is the very thing that makes you rich and wealthy and free. You make a bunch of money, you don't control your time, struggle life. Sure, you make a bunch of money, but you'll never enjoy life because you don't control the most valuable thing that you own, time. In this world, the most valuable thing that you own. Outside of this world is your soul, right? But in this world, the most valuable thing you own is time. So you need to control your time. All right? Now, how do you control your time? All right, that's the next video. We'll get to no. I got you. I'll tell you. Listen, so you need to figure out a way to make money without having to go to work. That's it. It's that simple. It's not a hard formula. Sesame Street can teach this. You need to learn how to make money without going to work. So don't think about getting a job or getting a paycheck. Don't think about that. Nothing wrong with it. Just don't think about it from now on. Do things differently. Here's your homework, your new exercise. When you need to make money, think about how can I make money without leaving my house? If you do that, then you obviously can't go to work. And you're going to have to be creative and use your imagination. Use your creativity. It's God's given. It's a gift He's given to you. Use it. I encourage you to do so. And you can make more money with your imagination, creating ideas. Look at Disney. Than you can punching a clock. Some people, 90%, are going to punch a clock until they die. I'm telling you, it's going to be a hard way to live and a harder way to die because you're not going to like what your life was and you're not going to have the ability to go back and change it. When I need extra money or if we ever get in a situation we do, I'm going to say, what can I do to make money and still have my time? And so really quickly in 2020, I started booking jobs for moving companies here in Dallas and I didn't do the moves. I was not out there moving anybody. I started booking jobs, taking deposits, and then dispatching the work to other movers who actually did the work. So all I would do is partner with companies here, find the customer for them, take a deposit from the customer into my pocket, $100, $150 on a 5-10 minute phone call, and then send the work to the movers who actually did the work. So what am I doing? I'm making money without having to leave the house. I'm making money without doing the work. I'm making money without selling the time. Now you got it. I knew you would. You got to be smarter than me. And I know you are. And so I learned how to make money without having to leave the house. I learned how to make money without trading Time. Now, you don't have to do what I do. That's just an example. You can actually get a vending machine, plug it up, let it make money. You can create an online product, sell it, and let it make money. Right? You can partner with other businesses, become the middleman like Uber, Airbnb, Fiverr, all those companies are middleman companies, and make money without selling your what? Oh, my time. Why? Because I need that. That's the most important thing. If I have a bunch of money and no time, what do I got? You got nothing. Right? So we want to have a bunch of time and a bunch of money. That's how we want to live. By the way, if you want to learn how to start your own middleman business, you don't have to be in the moving industry. You could do, I have students who are in home cleaning. I have students who are in website design, tutoring, what do you call it? Roofing, heating and AC, pest control, garage clean out, hauling, delivery, TV mounting, pressure washing, window cleaning. The list goes on and on. If you want to see a list of my top 25 middleman industries you can choose from and get into it and make a bunch of money, just go to middlemanceo.com. Go down the website till you see the list and just look at the list and the deposits. So, and free live training coming up where I'm going to teach you guys financial education and how to build a business from your phone like I do. So the reason I can do these videos, 20, 30 minutes, because I don't have a job. If it wasn't raining, I'd probably be fishing or learning golf. You do what you want to do with your spare time. I teach you how to use your phone to make money. So wherever you go, your phone goes, you still make money. You don't have to go to work. So for instance, if you want to get into, let's say if you want to start a home cleaning service, then all you do is get into the free live training. Let me teach you the blueprint on how to build your own middleman business. You choose your own industry. You don't have to do moving. You can do whatever you want. It's the same blueprint. Book, customers, take a deposit, dispatch. Book, deposit, dispatch. Book, deposit, dispatch. Book, deposit, dispatch. Exactly. So it's pretty easy. You can do it whenever you want to. And then I teach you how to turn that business into a successful business and work 1 hour per week. Yes, I work 1 hour per week. Well, then I do these videos. But other than that, I work harder on these videos than I do on my business. And we're on pace to do, well, I'm not going to get into all that. But my first year, 2020, we did $77,000. I know it ain't $1 million. I know it's not six figures. But I did that from home without leaving the house, and I didn't even know what I was doing. 2024 going into 2025, we're on our way to our big year. We're not to $1 million yet. Hopefully we'll have that very soon. So I can't talk about, what it feels like to make $1 million. I haven't made it there yet, but hopefully we'll get there very soon. But again, my point in this video was just teaching you. By the way, if you want to get into that live training, put the word middleman in the comments below or click the link for the class registration and the video description below. Either works. So, but my goal was to teach you that money was not the most important thing. It was time. And if you want to be rich, the rich don't necessarily look at their bank account to be rich. They look at their time. People get rich all the time financially and then go broke again. Lottery winners, basketball, football, sports, all that. My goal is for you to control your time and make money. So if you make $1 million, so if that doctor makes $400 a year and work 90 hours a week, give me $100 a year working 5 hours a week. I'll take that. You can keep that. I want to control my time. So if I can teach you how to use, and you'll win this way, if you can make $10,000 a month passively, it's not going to make you rich. It's only $120 a year. But because you don't sell your time, you're going to be free. And that's the most important thing. You'll control your time and make a good bit of money while you're doing it. Keep your bills under $10,000 a month, guys. Don't go splurge and buy all the nice, crazy things you see on television. You can rent that stuff. You don't need the Lambo. Go get you a nice car, right? But I just wanted to share this with you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. For those who are sick of the 9 to 5 and want to change your life, ready to get into making money from your phone and then working 1 hour a week. That's all I do. My business has been running since 2020. I work 1 hour a week. I'll show you how to do that. Yes, it's true. Ask my students. I showed them too. Right? So I'll teach you the process. If you want the blueprint, put middleman in the comments below or click the link in the video description below. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. I'll see you on the next video. And please, if you don't mind, tell someone else about this channel. And remember, money is not the most important thing in this world. Yes, it's important. But the most important thing is the thing you can't get back. And that's time. See you guys on the next video. Peace.